This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time.
He's
Off
got
the
him.
left side. Dobbs is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. That's right. It's Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. How's everybody doing today? Let's get to the comments. Motown Mitch, what up, though? Lions rule, Bears rule, Packers fans are brain dead, and Vikings still wear purple. How you doing there, Ken? Thank you for coming on. Good afternoon, snowy day from the lake share. Lions rule, the Bears rule. Yeah, I know how it goes. Paul Jones, yes. So, the Lions Pro Day invitees are out. We're getting running back Penny Boone from Central Florida. Jaquez Stewart, another running back from Toledo. Myron Harris, a running back from Davenport. Quarterback Cole Snyder from Eastern Michigan. Wide receiver Tyrone Broden from Arkansas. Tight end Christian Carter from Northern Illinois. Tight end Blake Daniels, Eastern Michigan. Tight end Malik Carr, Houston. Tight end Anthony Torres from Toledo. And then we got Josh Krieb and Luke Newman. Krieb is from Michigan. Luke Newman is from Michigan State. Spencer Brown from Oklahoma. Ali Saad from Bowling Green. Hosea Stewart from Michigan. Peyton Price, Eastern Michigan. Maverick Hansen, defensive tackle, Michigan State. Defensive tackle Darius Alexander from Toledo. Defensive tackle Mufa Ajeli, OK State. The linebackers we're bringing in are Devin Verasuk, Dorian Mousy, and Kobe King. Verasuk is from Windsor, in other words, a Canada invite, but he's originally from Detroit. He went to the Windsor College. Yoli Cruz is in the chat. It's good to see you. We got Steve. We got Jack's Chainsaw Hobby. Hi there. How am I today? I'm doing fantastic. And thank you for everybody for asking. I'm doing well. I'm out and I'm doing what I love. And we brought in a kicker, Griffin Milovansky, because, hey, he's a kid out of Wayne State. He kicked a lot of field goals for him. And it's good to have a backup on the roster. And long snapper, William Wagner out of Michigan. Oh, thank you, Yoli. And it's good to be caught up on all of these comments this morning. We have 22 watching. Don't forget, we are on Twitter, on Ken the Bears Fan Twitter. We are on the Huddle Sports Network. And we are on Viking Rob's Twitter. We are on my page on Facebook, my page on YouTube, and the Huddle Sports Network. And of course, on Roku and Amazon. So for everyone everywhere, if you're on Roku and Amazon, mute your phone, watch it on YouTube so you can comment. Don't forget to like it on whatever platform you're on, because that helps everybody. Ricky Saccott with the LFG. Yes, that's right. And if you're talking about wrestling, that's Legends and Future Greats. If you're talking about the way we mean it, it's Let's Fucking Go. But those are the invitees. JB, my song. Let me find it here for you. There you go. I'm trying to get back into it. It's been a minute, so I got to get everything going. But I am happy to be here, happy to be talking. I was hoping that main event Mike and Bstrilla would show up. I sent them the invite. Who knows? Maybe they will. Thank you, Leoli. And of course, we got Ricky Sakat. I was waiting for Smoking Dad, but I don't see him. Long snapper, we mean we're not drafting like when Trasha did? Absolutely. Jim Jackson, what's up, JB? Great to be talking Lions fans. The clowns on Ken and Ken don't respect us at all. Losers. LOL. Noon hasn't been the same in 70 days. It warms my heart. Thank you, Ricky. But much love to everybody. And I don't care what team you rep. They are drafting a punter. Be real. No, we got Jake. Jack Fox. We ain't drafting a punter. You have us confused with the Milliner Mayhew area. Mayhew was the last one that drafted a punter. That was Sam Martin. Me and Ricky Scott still have your smoke. Oh, that money is necessary. Oh shit, there's that. There it goes. Missed that. Thanks, JB. Here's for the missus. There she goes. Oh, it has been a long. This would have been 75 days today, so that's how long it's been. Lunchtime with JB. Good afternoon, kneecap soup sippers. Yes, we're sipping the kneecap soup now because there's no knees to bite when we're not playing in games, and we damn sure didn't bite them in that divisional round. Oof. We got there, we just couldn't get home. There was pressure all over, but Jaden Daniels was that damn good. He evaded it. Let's see if he has a sophomore slump like almost every single good rookie quarterback had last year. Everybody did a little less than what they did the year before. So, how do I think the Lions will do after all the coaches leaving and players moving around to different teams? Well, if you actually look, the players that left for other teams, we kind of replaced them with equal talent players. Uh, I think DJ Reed is actually a little bit better than CD3. CD3 started out the year horribly, and he was leading the league at the bye week in yards given up and touchdowns for a cornerback in man coverage. That's not good. And when I say he was leading the league, it was like 850 yards, and the next closest one to him was 275 less than him. So DJ Reed doesn't give up that many yards and still ended up giving up less yards than CD3 by the end of the season. His main event having a show today or tonight. I was hoping he'd be on here. Imagine trading Hutchinson to a 15 team. They'd be screaming Super Bowl. That's us right now, and the league doesn't know it yet. Yeah, I know. But at the same time, after an injury like that, he's got to stay injured another year. Carlton Davis is going to be a major loss for the Lions. I like to pick up a DJ Reed. And he got a bag. I don't think it'll be as big a loss. We still have Amik Robinson. We also added Avante Maddox. And then we added Rock Yassin that can play safety and corner. So we have a deeper room this year than what we had last year because the talent beyond Amik Robertson's better. Plus, we got Ennis Rakestraw coming back, who was injured most of the year, dealing with an injury that he re-aggravated in college. So let's see if he can stay healthy because we don't know what we have in him yet. We haven't seen him on the field. So I think the cornerback room and the safety room is fine. Pittman and some of the guys that they brought back, they are special teamers. The only one I'll miss, yeah, I do miss him. Did we add a strength and conditioning coach this offseason? I like JT Tumalau, but at the same time, if Stewart, Jackson, or Green, the other defensive edges, those guys, I like them specifically. Any one of those four, the three I named in that one at the edge, I think they would be excellent pickups. I like we got Nate Hobbs and Eric Stokes. They're gone. Yeah, exactly. I saw what New England did, and all the players they get will be a championship team again. I don't know. We'll see. No Buckeyes. They struggle in the state of Michigan. Don't you already know this? So rumors about team going more pass heavy this year legit? Uh, I don't know if it is because if you think about it, where he came from, their running backs were not as prolific as David Montgomery, Sonic, and Knuckles are here with Gibbs and Monty. Um, I don't think we're going to go more pass heavy because he would have ran it more, but Javonte Williams, just like his entire career, has been in and out of the lineup. I think he was healthy for the most games this past season that he's ever been, and they made the playoffs because of it. And they had the other guy, Audric Esteen, running behind him. Yeah, Kenneth Grant, you're going to have to get up into the top 15 to get Kenneth Grant or Mason Graham. Kenny Grant, probably a top 10 pick with his combine performance. And Mason Graham is the one that slipped back a little bit, I believe it was, because Mason Graham was considered the top defensive tackle to begin with. I think it'll be less trick plays. I agree with that. It will be more of the garden variety play action because he did use that with the Broncos offense last year with Bo Nix. And Bo Nix is not Jared Goff. Let's say he had a good year, but he wasn't great. Well, I understand why they did it. Okay, look, they changed the rules of the kickoff, and they're keeping all those rules except where it touches back to. And where was I at there? Oh, the new rule. So what they saw was an increase from 5.2% kick returns and actually 3 touchdowns last year for the first time in a few years since they changed the rulings all around and they were just kicking it out and taking it out to the 20 or the 25. Now they're predicting this is also going to increase teams that aim for the landing zone because they're getting penalized with field position because the average field position on the kick return was 33.8 yards. So if you move the touchback to the 35, there's a better chance you'll be able to stop them before that. They weren't stopping anybody before the 20, except for a few teams that were bad on special teams. So yes, and the tush push was banned. That was voted in by 28 of the 32 teams. But if you actually look at the letter of the law of the tush push, it already it has support from 28 of the 32 teams. It will pass in May. I think they said, what is that? May 13th is when the next one is. The next meeting. It has support of 28 of the 32 teams. And the reason why is the tush push was a play that was originated in the field goal formation to try and get a 2-point conversion. And they would put an extra. Thank you for being here, Ken. You have a good one. So that rule was put in back at almost as soon as the NFL started the 2-point conversion, which I believe that was 1938. And what they would do is put an offensive lineman back there as the holder, and the kicker would get the ball, and he would shove them over. And not having a guy directly in front of the center makes the tush push easier because that rule was enforced. You remember there used to be like that eagle goal line defense or the 5-man front goal line defense where you'd have 3 defensive tackles and one would be right up the center. They don't allow that anymore. So the tush push becomes an automatic 1 to 2 yards every time somebody does it when you're pushing with an offensive lineman or a big fullback like Patrick Ricard. You know, that guy's 300 pounds fullback playing for the Ravens. Yeah, the Packers are the one that put that rule in. And last year, it was us, the Lions, that tried to get rid of it. So it's been 2 teams 2 different teams in 2 different years putting it in. Yeah, this year, the Packers wanted it gone first. They were the ones that brought up the rule. Yeah, and they fault the defenses on field goal one. I know, but at the same time, I get why they did it. No, they think nobody will do a touchback if they get the ball on the 35-yard line, because it's still, if it lands in the landing zone and rolls in, that's when it's gonna come out to the 20. So, if they're gonna promote people to aim for the landing zone rather than the end zone, if you understand what I'm saying. Caleb Williams does the tush push, yes, especially in the locker room. There you go. There's our boy. Yes, yes. So, I'm not gonna be putting the comments up, but I will read your comment every single time. I'm not gonna ignore them because they're huge. And we already got 43 people watching and only 2 likes. Let's get those likes up, people, because I'm not seeing them come up on the counter. We are all over social medias. The Vikings did a lot to shore up that defense. Their only question mark is whether or not JJ will be any good. Sarah Young, how you doing? It is so good to see you. And I think they're still. I think the worst team in the league is going to have, like, in our division, we'll have like 8 wins, because I think the Chicago Bears improved their interior O line that much. And I think their offense will be better with Ben Johnson, but it's not going to click right away. It's going to be like towards the end of the season in 2021, where he's still trying to figure out how the pieces work, because now he also has to call defense. You know, a head coach is way bigger than just being an offensive guy, and it tends to take away from their offensive prowess. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying it's going to be horrible, but it should be better than what they had. God, the guy didn't know when to take a timeout, or they might have won that game. Just say, oh yeah, in the end zone, everybody's just going to take it to 35. I agree that, but that's what they should do. If it lands in the end zone, it was automatically 5 more yards. So I think the worst team in the league gonna in our division will have 8 wins, and the top team will have 12. And I'm not saying that the Lions will get there, but that's my expectation, is 12 wins out of the Lions this year, because they have a harder schedule than last year. I expect 3 more losses. Well, Motown Mitch, I think it was a combination of Ben Johnson and Goff together. They've gelled so well. You might see a little dip off in Goff, but I'm not saying there will be, because he's been consistent. I will say that. But I think a lot of the trick plays are gone. Will we go for it on fourth down 33.8%? I doubt it'll be that much, because last year it was 32.1. We've gone down every year, but we did it so much the first year, and the number was astronomical. I got to look at free agencies. Maybe I'll make that a topic for tomorrow, Orlando. I I just wanted to get on and talk with you guys and have a good time like we always do, because guess what? This is what we do. We talk football. I've been watching a little bit of the USFL, not much, but I saw the home opener or the away opener for the Panthers. Where the hell have I been? In 2 counties, in 2 counties hotels, Shiawassee and Bay County. They put me up for a little bit, about 35 days each, when I break it down. I never even thought Eric Glenn would steal Justin Fields from Pittsburgh. If you remember, Neil Green, what? Oh, no, sir. Good to see you. Man, it's just great to talk some football. Um, Kelvin Shepard has said we're going to be doing a 4-3. LOL, did you get first class service? You're looking good, man. Impressed. Yeah, I had a nice 70-day vacation. Not exactly the way I wanted to get it, but I got one. Um, I was incarcerated, Neil, for child support. I'm not saying I shouldn't pay, but I'm unable to pay, so I had to do some time. But it was funny. I went to the one and I sat there. It goes, I don't care what the hell you knuckleheads like to watch on the TV at 4 o'clock every Monday through Friday. I'm watching NFL live. I got to keep up with this crap. I wonder if he run. I think he will because almost everybody we got are better, a little better at man defense than zone. Meek plays a decent zone. Uh, on Arnold was lost in zone last year. Ennis Rakestraw had decent numbers in the zone at Missouri. Uh, Devontae Maddox has decent numbers, but he's better at man. And DJ Reed is definitely better at man coverage. So I think we will be running more man coverages. But it'll be on Arnold's second year. And the defensive backs coach didn't change. Though what we did lose. You Gangston now, Big Germ is your new nickname. Thanks. It's not my first time for child support though. So, but I did meet assistant coach for the Delta College Pioneers community college baseball team. His name is Jermaine Crawford. He graduated from Ohio State, blew out his ACL in single A high ball, and he has now gone to coaching at the community college ranks and has aspirations to eventually get to either D1 or the pros. So he was a right fielder in college. He's an outfield coach and hitting coach now. I'm looking forward to doing a show with him on Sundays going forward as soon as he gets a hold of me because I gave him my number. And I'm going to start writing game previews and reviews for them because he's going to help me with knowing the rosters, who's the best college teams in the state and in the nation, community college teams in the state and the community college teams in the nation. But Delta College was supposedly supposed to be a bottom dweller, and they're sitting in the middle this year, so they're actually performing above where they were projected. Mott is one of the better ones, of course, Grand Valley State, teams like that. Yeah. Let's go check out the salary cap situation. I want to see what we're sitting with right now. Who the hell goes to jail for child support? Make a deal and you pay a certain amount. It's a long story, and I don't want to get into the details of it. Let's say Governor Whitmer changed that a little bit. Or Witless or the horse-faced gremlin, whatever you want to call it. Right now, we are in the top 51. We're at third with $42.8 million. But we do have some room. We have some dead money too. Right now, I don't know. We don't know anybody. Yep, I believe Trevor Nowaski's still here. Could be wrong. Mhm. Nope. All right. But that's basically in a nutshell what we're dealing with. And I like Brandon Roy with Aleem McNeil coming in late. He'll be a guy that'll probably have to carry us the first 4 to 6 games until McNeil gets healthy. And I love what he said about Dan Campbell. You can't, I can't stress enough when you ask him, well, what do you think about Dan Campbell's size? He goes, I knew he was big when I saw him on the sidelines, but holy smoke, he looks like he can play. I thought that was great. That is the $1 million question. Rodgers is still sitting out there. So let's see. Number one is yeah, they're all from March. Milton Williams was signed. Hmm. Oh, they're changing everything on me again. I gotta figure it out. I personally think he should go to Pittsburgh, and they can draft somebody to sit behind him. I just think that would be a good idea. Well, he's done it every year. Then he got traded to the Jets. What did he do? Didn't show up for preseason. Didn't show up for or didn't show up for OTAs and minicamp. Showed up at preseason but didn't play. Did the same thing last year. Look how good he was at the beginning of the year. The old man is being an old man. He's like Clint Eastwood. Get off my lawn. If you're the GM of the 49ers, or would you extend Brock Purdy to a Dak contract? Absolutely not. I understand he's been to a Super Bowl. He's had some success. But as you see, when his pieces fall apart, he falls apart. He did not look the same last year. I predicted they wouldn't make the playoffs, and they didn't. I don't know if I'd do that much. Now, if you could talk him into taking a deal like the Geno Smith deal at 33 million, that would be a steal to 40 million. I think that's doable. The 55 and 60 million, not a chance. He's accurate because he does a lot of checkdowns and is running wide receivers and running back. Exactly, Sarah. I don't think Rodgers is signing till middle of the training camp when they only got like a week left, and he'll go to probably the Steelers. The Steelers are the most likely one, is what I'm hearing, because him and Mike Tomlin have been talking on social media. The rumors that are, but they had to say they have Mason Rudolph, and that's who they're going with. I get it. So what else do we want to talk about? I mean, I think all the teams improved somewhat, and the Lions kind of stayed right where they were at talent wise. None of the none of the losses and none of the signings moved the needle for how the team's holes were filled. The people we got coming back off of injury will improve the Lions better than anything else, namely Aiden Hudson. Man, 50 people watching. This is amazing. I love that many people watching in the middle of the day. I got to get back into writing, so in order for me to get it published, it's going to have to be my own website. I am no longer affiliated with the South Florida Tribune. I miss them. I wish them nothing but the. So I'm thinking about getting with the huddle and getting some writers together. Thank you, buddy. I love you, Moonscar. Oh, that's going out of limb there. Rogers never goes to training camp. Yeah, he hasn't been going to training camp for what now? The last 5 years. Okay, question for you. So you think the Lions should go grab Trey Hendrickson from Cincy before another team grabs him? I would love to have Trey Hendrickson in a team draft capital friendly deal, but I don't think it'll be a team friendly deal that the Bengals want for him. And everybody, Brad Holmes talked about it the other day. Everybody wants that big splash, flashy, do it up, but I've never done that. That's not my style. So I think you heard Brad Holmes answer on Trey Hendrickson or doing the Myles Garrett thing or any of that crap. I don't I don't think they do it. I just because they got a lot of mouths to feed real quick. Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, they put his 5th-year option on him. Kirby Joseph, he's in his 4th year. This is the last year of his rookie contract. His has to get done. And I believe it will. With that kind of money left, they can do it. I'm glad they brought back Barnes on a team-friendly deal. If he going to Miami, they had to do something. They lost Javon Holland. Is Iffy Javon Holland? No. But as a backup, what hell of a solid player. As a starter, he's just decent. He's too inconsistent. We've seen that. Thank you, Mitch. All you gotta do is tell me you liked it. Some of the YouTube counters is stupid. That's all I got to say. Motown Mitch, just like McVay made Goff and then dumped him. I was hoping the Lions would get Joey Bosa just in case Hutch gets injured again next season. But of course, he had to go be with his brother. Yeah, that made sense for them. Boy, if those two can both stay on the field, and that's the thing. The one Bosa's hardly ever on the field, and the other one's on and off the field, more on than off. But still, between the two of them, they got one solid defensive end, in my opinion. Because if you add their total games together, they might hit 17 to 20 games. I got do it every day. So what else do you got for me? LOL Golf has sure proved you wrong. Proved me wrong? No, he's McVay did dump Golf. I want to see how he does with the new coordinator. Kyle Allen, that signing doesn't move the needle for me. Yeah, he hasn't done anything in the NFL. No, bear down, Mike. I gotcha. No, no, no. If you look at it, because as soon as Jeff Fisher left, Goff became an elite number quarterback. Nick Bosa on the left, Joey on the right. No quarterback will have a chance to get out of the pocket or throw the ball. As long as they're both on the field at the same time, is what I'm saying. Mm, that's a yes and no. Because have the Rams got back there since that year with the team that was built around Goff that they had to add people to get there? No, they haven't. They've been 0-1 the next 2 years in the playoffs. But in the 1 year, they didn't even get there. So I think it's a wash because now we're winning the division every year. Now we just got to win the big one. And people have asked me, can Goff win a Super Bowl? Can. Will he? I said that remains to be seen. So what else you got for me, guys? I don't have as many memes up here because this isn't my stuff. I got to get it all loaded in. I am surprised the Giants signed Jameis Williams and Russell Wilson. They all wanted Shadur Sanders at the draft. Um, yeah, I don't know if they go that route. What direction do you expect the Lions go with the draft? I expect it'll be defensive, either D line or O line, where they're picking. I think that's what'll be left because that's the deepest and the best roster spot in this draft, in my opinion. There's some top heavy talent in the running back room. There's a little talent in the quarterback room. No, I've said they won their Super Bowl. What have they done since? It's a right now league, right? Isn't that what everybody says? Everybody says it's a right now league. Look at all that money that the Chicago Bears spent last year. What did it do? Buying a team in the middle of a rebuild doesn't always work. We're at the end of a dead coach era. They always call it the dead ball era. That last year that's a make or break for most coaches. Most most coaches break. Yeah, for 1 year he was a top three statistical coach QB. He was top six the year before that. He was top 10 in 2022-23 season, and he played 6 games at a top 10 level and 11 games at or 10 games because he missed one. That was due during the COVID year, that whatever it was, something happened, he got sick, but he missed a week. That year was pretty bad for the majority of the season, but that was also due to Anthony Lynn not wanting him and a dumpster fire roster. This was the year that I predicted when we first got Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell that would be the Super Bowl year. 2024. Absolutely. And I said, now that Pete Carroll's there, I said, watch them get Geno Smith. Oh, I don't do the pat. I don't go personal. Rebuild. Who was just in the Super Bowl? I don't get what you're talking about there. So here we are, 40 minutes in, and I am out of topics. There's not that much there. Mitch, are you still stuck on stupid? Mrs. Goff is not a statistic. What? Yes, Pittsburgh. God did get a steal with DK Metcalf. Yeah, they did go into a rebuild right after, if you remember right. When they went to the Super Bowl with Goff, They had a top 3 running back. They had a top 3 O-line. The next year, they went down to 19th. The next year, it was 29th. The next year, he was a Lion. Mm, I'm not gonna say he looked like a fool. I know what you're replying to, but it's another day, another dollar. You gotta trying to find a way to make that dollar. So, if you can, like, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the Kneecap Biting channel or to the Huddle Sports channel. All of that helps us to grow. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, hey, I know we don't have a Super Bowl experience. Don't start attacking me. Oh, it hurts. It hurts we haven't got there yet. Yeah. I want to thank you for watching.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.